The other night I'm sitting outside my son's karate class in a car and it's pitch black, it's load shedding, and I couldn't but be reminded about one evening in Jesus' ministry when a man with the name of Nicodemus came to speak to him. We find a story in the Gospel of John, chapter 3, and I want to read to you something that Jesus said to him that's quite profound. In verse 3, Jesus answered and said to him, "Most assuredly I say to you, unless one is born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God." And why am I reading this to you? Because right now, let me tell you, I know of very few people who are not struggling. I know of very few people who are not in need. I know of very few people who are worrying about life. Yet Jesus said something in a Sermon on the Mount in Matthew chapter 6, and I want to read that to you as well. It says in verse 25, he says, "I say to you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat, what you will drink, nor about your body, what you will put on. Is not life more than food and a body more than clothing?" And then a couple of verses later, in verse 33, he says, "But seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added to you. Therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about its own things. Sufficient for the day is its own trouble." Now, I don't know if you picked up on what Jesus said, but Jesus said, listen, do two things. Seek the kingdom of God and his righteousness. To Nicodemus, he says, you cannot find the kingdom of God unless you are born again. And God's righteousness, well, God's righteousness basically means God's will, what's right, what's wrong, according to him. I want to tell you today, if you are born again, if you're a follower of Jesus Christ, you find a kingdom. You found it. It's yours. You're part of it. And as a child of God, you no longer are a slave to sin, but you are able to do God's will. And if you do, if you're born again and you live according to God's precepts, God is saying, don't worry. I will take care of you. I will take care of your needs. That being said, God bless. Keep well. Speak soon. Bye.